Spurs fans, what is up with all of the injuries to our guys? What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. Hope you had a great weekend and a great win last night. I know the Sacramento Kings suck. They have 4 former All-Stars that are like oil and water together out on the court. What a complete mess out there in Sacramento. But our Spurs won, and it's a nice bounce-back game for De'Aaron Fox and great team play. Our Spurs had 38 assists last night. Hey, you got to go Spurs go for me. But let's get on to the main subject. Going into the season, I had 4 main concerns. Turnovers, which are unfortunately still an issue. Perimeter defense, which is very much an issue. 3-point shooting, which has been up and down throughout the season. And last but not least, Mitch Johnson. As a rookie coach, how well is he going to do? But I now have a concern that is actually bigger than all of those. The injury bug, which we have been hit hard on so far. That was a bad choice of words. Hard by so far this season. Our Spurs are 9-4 through 13 games. We've had a lot of guys miss a lot of time. What is going on in San Antonio? Let's bring up the games missed by our guys. Starting off the season, we were missing a plethora of guys. De'Aaron Fox missed 8 games. Jeremy Sochan missed 6. By the way, Jeremy Sochan shooting like 50% from 3 so far. Limited sample size, but nicely done. Kelly Olynyk, who I've been told how to say his last name 15 different ways, so I really don't know to this day how to say his last name. And Lindy Waters, who I believe is a third. 8, 6, 6, and 6. Oh no, that's bad luck right there. It's a lot of time missed. Good thing is, all 4 of those guys are back. However, the injury bug would not just be there at the start of the season. It hit us in the face. Few games in. First off, Luke Kornet missed 7 games. So important to our team. The backup for Wemby, because I hate to say it, but when Wembanyama's on the court, oh my gosh, it's just a disaster. Glad he's back. And by the way, also a shout out, shooting a ridiculous 80 or 81% from the field. I know it's all dunks and layups and close shots, but that is just absurd, 80%. And then the other injury that was really a bummer, Dylan Harper. Out at least 7 games so far. We don't have an exact timetable. He is out of his walking boot. I don't think we're going to see him back until early December, which really hurts our bench because he was doing such a fantastic job, especially when you consider he's a rookie coming off the bench and running the offense and really getting us a bucket when we needed it, especially sometimes in the fourth quarter. So Dylan, you son of a Harper, we need you back ASAP. But it doesn't end there. Now over the weekend, we got some new injuries to talk about. First up, Wembanyama missed last night's game. And it's a calf issue, which of course causes a lot of concern among Spurs fans and basketball fans in general because we've seen so many calf issues turn into ruptured Achilles. We obviously do not want that to happen to Wemby. And then Stephon Castle was injured last night. Don't really know anything about that at the moment. Was it just going to be one of those things where he's out for the second half of the game and he'll be fine and good to go tomorrow night? Is he going to be out for a couple games? Is he going to be out for an extended period of time? Because that really hurts our playmaking because Castle and Harper, or some of our primary playmakers, and missing both is going to be very detrimental to the offense. Mitch Johnson did have a press conference after the win last night, and this is here's what he said. In regards to Victor Wembanyama, calf tightness. We'll see what that means and when we dive into it, but we're not going to risk it. I'm taking that as it's either something that's going to pass very quickly or he's going to miss a few games. Hopefully it's the former, not the latter, because we need Wemby as soon as possible. He's such a difference maker on both ends of the court. And as far as Castle, what's even more up in there, I'm going to pull myself down so we can see his whole quote here. I just was told that he wasn't coming back in the game. There was no drastic fall or big incident, I don't believe. Maybe there was a play, but I'm not sure. Quite honestly, nor am I. Miss TSR, we were both watching the game. You guys that were there for the live last night really don't know what happened to Castle. All we know is played the first half, and then he wasn't coming back. Hopefully it's nothing serious. I didn't see anything in particular happen on the court, but neither did Mitch Johnson, and he's sitting right there courtside. Take it for what it is. Now, Spurs fans, we've had some tough losses, but we are 9-4. But the injuries, we are going to be really good when healthy. But my question, Spurs fans, is if and when is that? Because it seems like every time we get somebody back, there's somebody new being injured, and now it's the most important player on the team and arguably the second, I'd say Fox is second most important. Maybe third most important with Castle. I don't know. You figure that out in the comments. but it seems like we just can't shake the injury bug right now. And we have seen playoff caliber teams just absolutely decimated by injuries. Take a look at last year's Philadelphia 76ers and the New Orleans Pelicans, both expected to be playoff teams, and both were lottery teams because it was one injury after another. Dare I say the Pelicans might be one of the most unlucky teams in the NBA with injuries. Just absolutely ravaged with injuries last year, and it ain't so much better this year. It might be a curse town in New Orleans. I don't know. I will say this. I guess, and you guys have said this in the comments too on other videos, I guess better now than later in the year. Get these little, I will say little, they're serious. Some of these could be serious, but if there's going to be injuries, have them at the start of the season now. Maybe you're going to lose some games that you should have won, but have it happen now instead of happening in a 7-game series where we're in game 5 or 6 or even game 7, a do or die situation, and then we got 1 or 2 guys out. So I guess better now. I said it just a moment ago. I really think we're going to be good when we have everybody back. Really good. I was so excited in the offseason, like, man, De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama are going to have an offseason together, and then once the season starts, they're going to be cooking. Well, much like the G.I. Joe PSA, you're not cooking because they barely had any time together, did not have an offseason together. We've seen some chemistry issues here and there on the court. Rotations constantly change with guys coming in and out of the lineup, and that's tough. I mean, that's going to cause problems with the team, whether we want to admit it or not, but constantly shaking up the rotations, guys being used to playing together, and now this guy's out, this guy's in, it's gonna mess up the chemistry a little bit. But you know what? I guess it's better to figure out now, and I guess if there's a silver lining, some guys are getting more minutes maybe than they normally would have, and we'll see who's ready for prime time and who's not. But when we have everybody back, which at this point looks like it's not going to be until early December because of Dylan Harper's injury, which I'm sure the Spurs are proceeding with extreme caution. And obviously with Wemby, that's going to be proceeded with extreme caution. But when we have everybody back, we're going to be freaking good, Spurs fans. 9-4 right now. The best start in almost, a decade? And 3 games we probably, or at least could have won. Those 2 Warriors games were right there for the taking, and it took a superhuman performance from Steph Curry to beat us. That's not going to happen on a regular night where guys just going off like that. The Lakers game was just stupid with all the fouls, so I don't want to talk about that anymore. We're a playoff team. Healthy, we're absolutely a playoff team. We can do damage in the playoffs. I don't think this is just a team that's going to get knocked out in the play-in if that's how we make it in, or first round exit. I think we can at least make the second round, and I wouldn't be shocked a fully healthy and fully functioning Spurs team can't make it to the Western Conference Finals. Why not? I see the too young thing. You know what? We have a lot of vets on this team. Wemby's year 3. Fox is a vet. We have plenty of vets to help carry this team or help contribute to this team. I don't want to use a too young excuse anymore. Wemby's year 3 and already shown he can play at MVP level. Why not Western Conference Finals? Maybe to shock the world, make it to the NBA Finals. Maybe even shock us even more, win the whole damn thing. I don't know. I can take, the little Rich that was rooting for the Cleveland Indians in Major League, who they didn't win it all, but they got to the playoffs. We can be that. We can be the big underdog that surprises everybody, can't we? Just we got to get healthy, and when is that going to be? Time will tell. Drop a comment down below, Spurs fans. Are you concerned with all these injuries that have been popping up in left and right? Like the thumbnail says, I'm concerned, and I hope it ends soon. Drop a comment if you help. Drop a comment, but also hit the thumbs like support the channel and subscribe to become part of our Often Spurs community. Thank you, and as always, go Spurs, go.